Go ahead.
So our career choice, we did engineering, manufacturing, industrial technology.
Alright, so questions to ask yourself to discern whether this career pathway is for you is if you're mechanically inclined, if you're curious about how things work, if you think you're good at reading blueprints and diagrams, and if, like, a little more specific, if you are, maybe you want to paint a house or like wire in a house for electricity, or if you want to repair a car, if you are interested in any of that, then this career pathway could be for you.
Sometimes you might have to click it, I'm not sure.
Not being it's broke. Ooh. No. Career categories, there's like architecture, precision production, mechanical and repair, things like that, drafting, other programs. Like that's what you want to follow to go into the engineering programs. Just get basic stuff like that. Courses in school is like drafting, robotics, physics, math, machine tools, stuff like that, electronics.
Examples of specific jobs in this career pathway would be an architect, which is a graduate's degree, a plumber, high school degree, an electrician, air traffic controller, chemical engineer, draftsman, surveyor, and geographer. Okay, production supervisor. If you're more like person that likes to take control of things and you can lead, then you might want to look into being a production supervisor. They help to manufacture products by supervising and like looking over the staff and the workflow. They recruit, select, and train employees. The salary is $52,921. Related careers would be a plant operator, and your education level is an associate's degree.
Yeah, go ahead and show the video. Yeah, each person show at least show one of your videos. Hopefully, you just got one. Just try to limit it to about a minute. That's fine. Yeah. And I don't know if it'll be loud enough.
Can you turn it up? Can you turn it up?
I'll turn it
up. Turn it up. Alright. He turns it down.
And I'm not stuck in an office every day. Once the gas comes out of the ground, we produce it through the wellhead, through the high line. We inject chemical to prevent the piping from becoming deteriorated, and we inject methanol to prevent ice from forming in the gas.
I took a year of upgrading for math and physics, and then I took the power engineering program at the college for 8 months, and I was employed. 10 years ago, if someone would have told me I'd be working outside in a gas plant, no way. So anybody can do it.
I consider myself a scientist because every day I get to touch and feel and see the effects of geology, reservoir engineering, petroleum engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, and every day is a math problem, every day is a mixture of chemicals and science projects like that.
Take the step and get in here because it's challenging. The money's awesome. Hey, you can do it too.
You can get dirty. It is going to get cold, but it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of good people that work in this industry.
Go girl. Go girl. Alberta did.
Alright, the next one is an industrial engineering technician. They are more of the ones that help to like develop and then fix the machines to make the manufacturing and production more efficient. Their salary is $19.80 an hour. It's similar to a health and safety engineer and an industrial engineer. You'll need an associate's degree or a certificate program from a technician or technical school. And a technical school is a school that prepares you for a specific career pathway?
We got architectural and engineering manager, and I feel like reading like stuff like analyzing review pages for the projects and stuff like that. They make $49.85 an hour. You need a bachelor's degree, which is 4 years in college, and other careers like related to this is construction management, because we look at the reviews and stuff, what you're supposed to do. And then the next one is chemical engineer. They design the process for manufacturing the chemicals for like to make chemicals. They make $43.12 an hour. Related careers is nuclear engineer, which you design the thing for manufacturing chemicals. The educational level again is a bachelor's degree, 4 years from college.
So, for people who have not studied chemical engineering or who have not been familiar with what chemical engineers do, the range of tasks that are carried out by chemical engineers are too numerous to mention. However, with a chemical engineering background, one takes a product from the scientists in the laboratory environment, which is almost always at the smallest of scale, beaker size. And they have to turn it into something on the scale of a drum of 250-pound size. And then they have to take it to another level so that everybody in a state of, say, New Jersey can use it. And then they have to even go beyond that and take it to a level where the entire country, and to even a level where the entire world. And also, this process has to be duplicable. In other words, if we make a product in the United States at certain conditions and certain quality, that has to be translated in other countries the same way so that the same product is made. And so this is where chemical engineers shine. This is where they take a product from the lab or a process and develop it to a scale that everyone can use it and everyone can have their own version of it in various sizes, shapes, and colors for that matter. And if we want to, we can vary it in other ways, but the science background required there is chemistry, the physics, and all the math. And nowadays, biology, because we're combining the usual chemistry with biology to make products that are more closer to animals and plants. And this helps us to look at our environment in a different light and how we want to maintain and sustain that. And again, chemical engineers are going to be in the forefront of that, because when we talk about carbon capture, chemical engineers are going to have to develop the equipment and the process, because the labs will come up with some of the methods, but there are always some problems that are on a lab scale that may appear to be so small until you try to make this larger product. Then those small problems become a little bit larger and thereby try to prevent the process from happening, and chemical engineers are the ones who have to figure that out and make it work so that everyone can have a nice life and enjoy the planet the way it should.
Very biomedical engineers, they work on like, if you have like knee surgery, they work on, they figure out how to make that replacement look like the actual knee, work like the actual knee. They make around $87,000 a year, and you need a doctor and biomedical engineer, and it'd be like, really the careers would be doctors and stuff like that. Mechanical engineers, they build, develop, test mechanical and like machines, tools, engines, and other things like that. They make around $80,000 a year. You need a bachelor's degree, and related careers would be like an industrial engineer.
My name is Nave Anandaraja, and I'm a mechanical engineer for alloy product development. me specifically, I work with the 3D geometry and the design. So this product is the one that I most recently worked on. It's the new Studio headphone by Beats by Dre. After the concept generation, we figure out exactly what's the best way to put that together that achieves all these constraints that we have. One thing that we always talk about is how's it going to look like when it's on the head? With this headband alone, I've probably made 30 different prototypes. And in terms of just like on my computer, how many different versions, it's hundreds. I don't even want to think about it. The application that we use the most is CAD, computer-aided design. So it's like creating 3D geometry on your computer, then taking these prototypes, testing them, breaking them, figuring out where the faults are. We iterate and do more prototypes. So this phase sort of constantly goes throughout almost the entire development cycle until you've completely finalized the product. What I have to do is just sort of go in here and then modify these parts by hands. I know a lot of people here like bike riding and skateboarding and stuff like that, and connecting the physics to that actual hobby that you have gets you excited to learn. In high school, I'd like to tinker with stuff and do some soldering and a little bit of woodworking here and there. Throughout college, I didn't know exactly what in mechanical engineering I wanted to do. But, I found myself drawn towards user experience and sort of the design process because of the creativity. I did an internship, which I found was too large of a company, and then I did an internship at a small design firm, which was like 2 people, and then this is sort of where I came after school, which was like a 20-person consultancy where it's small enough where everyone has a say and it's a flat hierarchy, so it doesn't feel like you're trying to climb a corporate ladder, but at the same time, there's lots of people that you can learn from and get inspired from. I actually got this job by going door to door and knocking on every single door, and then just slipping my portfolio under the door until someone finally gave me an interview. Through persistence and constantly trying, I got an internship, which turned into a full-time hire, which turned into a really great relationship. And 4 years later, this is where I'm at.
Alright, so I interviewed my dad, and he works for the Lansing Board of Water and Light, where they make electricity for Lansing, and they also provide water for them. He's an HVAC there. HVAC stands for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. His previous experiences would include he was an HVAC for the Capitol in Lansing. He got his associate's degree at Ferris State University, and he also has a state mechanic license. He makes $70,000 to $90,000 a year, just depending. A related career would be plumber or an electrician. They're very similar. He's fascinated by his job because he thinks it's cool to see how the power of water is converted into energy and how they can give out electricity to so many people. He does not like dealing with customers that complain a lot, I guess. And he comes from a skills trade family, which would be like an electrician and a plumber and stuff. So that kind of influenced him to become an HVAC.
I did my dad, Kurt Simon, the manager of the fraud investigation at Farm Bureau. The educational level is a bachelor's degree at Central Michigan. The best part, he said, was the interesting investigations. The worst part would be what people would do to steal, and he chose the jobs because he needed one. I interviewed my dad. He works for TRW Automotive. He's a manufacturing engineer. He has his bachelor's degree through Western Michigan. So he's in production technology. He said the best part, he's able to be creative with his job and come together with people and decide on how to build different things. He said the worst part is having too many jobs at once, so he's always busy. And then he chose it because his he liked drafting in high school, and his brother was doing basically the same job that he's doing right now. So he kind of like followed in his footsteps.
So, overall, if you like a hands-on experience and you like to take control of the situation and you're good with others, then maybe this is your pathway.
Good morning, guys.